Yo guys, it's your boy Jakage and I'm here with another video. Now, as y'all see in the thumbnail, this is what if FAO, known as R for One, was Deku's father. Now, if y'all wondering why do I keep posting different videos when your other videos are not finished, which are like 3 or 2. Well guys, I have like it's like every time I don't do something right away, I just forget about it. Like my homework, test, I just forget about it instantly because I have other stuff on my mind. I have like a million things in my mind. Not literally, but y'all know what I mean. A lot of stuff on my mind. So if I don't do it right away, I forget about it instantly. Like after I get distracted about something little, a bird flying, something like that, I just forget about it completely. And I be stressing over because it was a good idea or something like that. So I just be like, damn, I should have did this right away. I did it, and I did that countless many times in my past videos because I had way more videos to think about, but I just kept doing it. So I started doing right away. So I just planned it, doing it. Now, as y'all see, this is what if All For One was Deku's father. Now, as in canon, we don't know. People are suspecting. There are clues and facts about how All For One can completely be Deku's father. So now, me thinking this a long time ago, I forgot about it. I think a long time ago I should have been done this, so I'm doing it right now. Now y'all don't know who that is on the side, but I will not tell y'all until it's revealed, basically. Now, as y'all know in the freaking canon, Deku was identified as quirkless, a quirkless person that has no supernatural ability, being able to do different powers like float things or fire or whatever. He does not possess a supernatural ability, which I think it says in a manga. I mean, and it's so only 2% or 10% people don't have quirks, but I'm gonna say only 2%, making it even worse. Now, people despise quirkless people. Like they completely despise quirkless people. Only in the first era of quirks starting to appear, it was unusual. I want to say people with quirks was weird, but like they was completely unexpected. After a baby was literally like radiating light out of his body, all quirks came into the world, more and more percent of the world. Now, it has become a common thing in life. You see people with everyday features changing, having sharp teeth, scales on their body, and many more. Or having a body completely changing to having spots on their body, fur on their body, and completely other things, wings, other things unexpectedly happening that came really common. Now, as for this, as that continued, became a regular thing, as I said, it common. So the uncommon became the common, and the common, which is normal people, became uncommon. I don't think y'all really get what I'm saying, but whatever. But yeah, so now cricket's people are very uncommon. They're not as they're not as you like. My bad, guys, but they're not as regular as they used to do back way years ago. And every generation goes on, the quirks get stronger. It may not be stronger as they introduce, but it will continue getting stronger every generation of everybody's lives. So each person that gets stronger, each generation begins stronger and newer quirks that are unexplained. Some being normal, some being superior, some being like legendary. But their quirkiest people are very uncommon. Only 2% of the world, as I said, which is not inside the common canon, but whatever. So I know y'all are done with me talking, so let's get into the video. So Deku, a green haired kid with green big eyes, was arriving at the quirk doctor. So to get his quirk checked, his mother and him are so excited to see what new power can be introduced to the world as to being a hero or not. So, Izuku's father. Now, Izuku was told that his father suddenly disappeared. Now, what I mean by that is he left. Now, Inko don't know about All For One being All For One as but only as Asashi. I mean Ahashi being. I don't. I won't tell his appearances yet, but yeah, being as her loving husband, which she misses dearly and still cries about, which happened 2 years ago when, no, 3 years ago when Deku was 1 years old, barely ever remembered, no, completely never having met his father. 1 years old, you can't really recall. You can't. I think only thing nobody can recall the memories from 1 years old. That's literally impossible. Like I woke up on a freaking chair when I was like 7 years old, thinking I literally just woke up in a leather chair with me finding out that I moved into this house. And it's like I don't remember my past life. That's unusual. I know some people who had done that before. Like they don't remember their past years of their life being younger. So I don't really know. I just woke up in the chair chilling. Find out I got two brothers, and I don't even know. It's just unusual to me, but whatever though. So let's get to this, man. Enough about my life. But yeah, so as Deku and Inka was called to the quirk doctor, being a bald man with a mustache, with round glasses, looking at this familiar kid that has that has a feature of his master. As y'all know, being that doctor, I don't know his name. I don't really. He's important in the show, but not that important as many other characters. So I don't know his name. I know how to pronounce it. I pronounce him as Doctor. So as Doctor continues to check on his quirk, he finds out he's quirkless. Now, being that, Inko and Izuku is shocked at this. They're flabbergasted. He never thought that he would be quirkless. Him having this determination of being like the number one hero, all might. The person that says everybody with a smile, never every linear, a single person disbelieving that he can save them, save everybody. He's like the superior hero in every single body, basically. He's like the father of everybody. So him, Izuku, the person that we know in our story that has the most admiration to this person, he was heartbroken. Not being like All Might, but actually being quirkless. Not having superpower of super strength, or even having a born weak ability like your eyesight being decreased, like my zoom, like her quirk is zoom. She made use of that though. So as Inko and Izuku heard of this, they just left the quirk doctor after saying, okay, give him a checkup and stuff like that. It's a normal day. Now, Inko comes home crying. Not either did her husband leave her out of unexpectedly time, and having his son quirkless. She thinks this is all her fault. Was she not good enough for her husband? Why did she produce a child that has no quirk? Yeah, now guys, that may sound weird. I'm not talking about she's gonna torture him or anything like that. Not that. I'm just saying she's useless as a mother. She gave her birth to a child that wanted to be just like the number one hero, having her not having him a quirk. She thinks that she's the worst mother ever. With that being said, Izuku was completely sad. Like he's heartbroken that he doesn't have a quirk. And how every single day will be, he don't really know, but his mother will know, kind of, because only 2% of the world quirk is people. So, as expected, Inko knows that he'll probably be freaking, no, like, she don't know, but she just know that he will be sad all the time. Now, as Izuku wanted to cheer up her mother, he said, Mom, you'll be okay. I can still be the first quirkless hero. Your hero, the person that will save everybody with a smile. Just like All Might. While he's saying that he's crying, but he's keeping his smile for his mom. Now, his mom, Inko, knowing this, she gets happy that he still wants to be a hero, being declared quirkless. Now, Izuku Knowing that this made her happy makes him happy. He just saved the first person of his life, the most important person of his life. Which then Inko hugged Midoriya and says, "Thank you, Izuku. You will be the first ever greatest hero, the quirkless hero." Now, as this progresses, let's get some time. Now, I won't do the scene like I always do when they're younger. Bakugo tells him he have a quirk, he does it. I'm gonna do that. But basically, years later, we go to Izuku. He just got out of, well, he's going into his first, like, he's going into, I'm gonna say his couple years inside elementary. He's in 4th grade. Now, he's been bullied ever since people found out that he has been quirkless. It's made it even worse because only 2% of the world, as I said, my bad guys, if I keep repeating this, is quirkless. Now, Bakugo, other people from other schools heard he's quirkless. Like, Bakugo is sending this news to every single school. He and Izuku goes to being on the same school every single year. Now, this being hell for Izuku, why in the hell does he keep going into my school? Why in the hell does he keep coming to every single school he goes to? This is literally pissing Izuku's off, but you can't do I'm about to say that. Can't do nothing about it. He's very, very mad because he will keep spreading news to other schools, people throughout the schools he goes to, that he is quirkless. Now, this being, Izuku will be bullied every single day of his life, having bruises on his arm, having bruises on his face, but he will always tell his mother that he's okay. He either bumped into a wall hard, he either fell on the ground in the dirt, he come with just things to say, and he's running out of things to say because some of them are the same, which his mother is curious about. But he has to not worry his mom about his conditions and how it's going on with school, especially with his number one friend, that he still believe that he can change. Bakugo Katsuki, as I said, the person that keeps on making Izuku's life torture. He still believes that he can change when Izuku keeps knowing that he won't change, but keeps saying in his mind he will change. He'll realize his failure in the future. He will say sorry. He'll do all this stuff like that. Bam. But that would never happen unexpectedly until Izuku a couple years later. Now let's skip to that. A couple years later, Izuku has been suffering. Like, he's been suffering. He's losing hope of being a hero. But he still has that gleam in his eye, that determination. He will do it for his mom. He will do it for his mom. He will do it for everybody that disbelieved in him, that would not believe in the person that he can be. Now, that being said, he's walking home from school after getting beaten on the last day. That the teacher exposed him, wanting him to go to UA, the most known school in Japan, or I think Tokyo. I don't know if it's the same thing. Tokyo, Japan, the most known school that produced great heroes such as All Might, Aizawa, Eraserhead, Endeavor, more so on. That school has 2% chance of going, and only people with a great mind and a good quirk will go there, as people are thinking, which they're completely correct. You cannot go there unless you're ready to face the consequences of UA. You cannot go there expecting to be, so this is easy, or this is not easy. This is the most known school and the most prestigious school to go to, which is completely right. Now, that being said, him being exposed, he got beaten by every single one of the class. The girls doing then, but the boys did it worse, kicking him, using their quirks on him. The person with a rock hand smashed Deku. That's gay. But smashed Deku onto the ground, and Bakugo hit him with explosions. The person with long hands, long fingers, whatever, slapping the man, shit out of the man. He had hell for the last day, but he doesn't expect anything to happen next. The worst, while he walking home, guys, while he walking home, he want to go to a shortcut, and he's thinking nothing cannot get worse, which suddenly something did. He heard a noise in the sewers, but he didn't mind it. He just said whatever. Within his mind, Now, that was the worst thing he could possibly ever done in his life right now. He ignored that sound, and a sludge-like person came in with no physical feature of a human body, just a sluggish body that's being green with red eyes, telling him, "I need your body, no homo. I need your body." And Deku being scared, this person has no physical body, which he already done in his mind. So that means physical attacks cannot defeat him. Now Deku being weak as hell, having no personal training, no physical at least training, he can't hit hard. He's always been bullying his life, but his pain tolerance did go up a lot. Now that being said, I found out if you get hit a lot, basically, which I'm sorry for anybody that's listening to this, ever got hit a lot and being bullied, this go out to you. Your pain tolerance will go up. That means you will not feel pain from hard hits as much as you feel it. Now that means your pain, like your pain you feeling will numb down, like it will numb down. But this is not a physical body; it's a sluggish body. Now, with that being said, Izuku runs, but he is too slow. As I said, no physical training of his body. The sludge venom hurt his arm, which made his whole arm purple. It broke. He can't use his arm. It's completely broken. Now, Izuku, knowing his arm is broken, he screams out in pain, which there's nobody in the distance of anywhere he can see inside, anywhere he can see through his eye prowess. Now, the sluggish person villain got onto Izuku's body, taking over it slowly while his sludge like body went inside his mouth and different parts of his body taking over from him quickly. No homo, as I said. Now, Izuku he can't breathe. He's losing his breath every single second. Now, with that being said, he can't do anything about it. He has no quirk. He has no physical strength. He has nothing. Empty shell of a weak body. Not even have a little bit of muscle, just like a stick figure. He's not stick figure, but y'all know what I mean. How he was before All Might's training. He was weakest. His muscle wasn't even showing. He even had no muscles, even a quint of it. He just was a weak human being. Now, the sludge villain hears something in the distance. He says out loud, "No, no," as he tries to take over Izuku's body quickly, more faster. Something pops up from the sewer as wind starts pushing things away at a fast rate. A person, buff, yellow hair, that's two of it going up, and a smile that can cheer anybody up. The person known as All Might comes within the saving of Deku. Well, as a matter of fact, Izuku Midoriya. Now, as Izuku Midoriya is seeing this, he completely knows he's about to die, but he has high hopes for the person that will save him, seeing is the number one hero, All Might. Now, All Might just delivers a devilish blow at the sludge villain, holding on to Midoriya while the sludge villain completely blows away, having parts of sludge all over them. As Deku was knocked out, he wakes up after a couple seconds of All Might tapping his face. He says, "Hello there. How are you doing, young person?" While having no sense of vocabulary, he says that. And Izuku, being Izuku, cheers out crying. That's the worst part I hate about Izuku. He just cries like, what the fuck? But yeah, he cries out in joy, seeing that he's alive and he's meeting All Might in person. In personal. Nobody's around, nobody's interrupting him, but in personal. Now, as Izuku gets up, he says, "All Might, can I please get your autograph?" While he just opens his book and he already sees All Might's autograph within his book as he screams inside his head, "Yes!" So as All Might picking up the sludge venom parts within a bottle he's putting inside, he tightens the bottle and he says, "See you later, As then he jumps off, but when he jumps off, he felt something heavy within his body. He sees the person that he just saved. As he says, "This is too much." Then he knows his time is running out with him basically with him basically going up to a roof far from the air. Now Izuku knowing this is too much, he lets go and says, "Sorry, All Might. That wasn't my intention to, but I have to ask you a really important question." While then All Might looks at him, knowing he's about to debuff, as a cloud of smoke quickly covers the whole roof, as then somebody appear within it. A skinny man, as slim as him, coughs up blood and says, "Damn it, my time ran out." As then Izuku screams, saying, "Where's All Might? Who are you?" As he says, It's me, kid. Number one hero." As he says sarcastically, "All Might." As he says, "What?" All Might is buff, awesome, and has a good smile. But then he says, "There's a lot of pain within that smile. A lot of worry in that smile." As then All Might says that Izuku says, "Can I ask you a question, please?" As he said, "Of course, young." As then he said, then Midoriya says, "Izuku Midoriya." He says, "Okay, young Midoriya, what do you want to ask me?" As he says, "Can the quickest person become a hero?" As then All Might laughs. Like, he laughed and his face turned serious as hell. He says, "No." As then he says, "A quickest person can't be a hero. They will be useless on in the battlefield, and they'll get themselves and other people hurt, causing other people to blame on that person even more. Now, being the stress of being a hero, I know it's hard, but no quickest person can be a hero. They will be an obstacle to step on, making them stress out more." As in quote, "Quickest people are useless." As then this comment, "Quickest people are useless," goes within Izuku's mind over a million times. Time stopped, and that comment replayed and replayed and replayed, and as I get it, replayed within his head. As then All Might having his time left, he says, "You see this, kid? This is why quickest people can't be a hero." Stuff like this. As he put up his shirt, and you saw a big, like, scratch thing within a side of his stomach going tightening in, he says, "This is what I got years ago." And then as he says, "Now, see you later." Well, he says, "Goodbye." And then as he says, "You can become a police officer at least." As he just debuffs and goes as a disrespectful. As the most hero that people recognize this disrespected his most promising fan, Izuku lost all hope of being a hero that day. His gleam in his eye just disappeared, and his determination, everything just went splat, dead, done. Is down in the desert, deep, said, as Izuku starts crying and crying and crying. A shadow behind him grows, and then a person says, like a person with a suit and a black mask says, "If you can't be a hero, become the opposite." As a scary voice, but behind him, as Izuku turns around with, seems like a terrifying person getting off a terrifying aura. You can't physically see it, but you can feel the bloodlust. Not the bloodlust, but the menacing aura. As he says this, Izuku says, Who are you?" As he still has tears in his eyes, is drying up rather quickly. Now then, as All For One says, "My name is All For One. That's what you will call me." He says, All for one, what are you doing here? Well, it seems like you lost all hope of becoming a hero. Am I correct or am I correct? As then Izuku, knowing he's correct, lets his head down in sorrow and says yes. So then why not become the opposite? As then he looks up his head, and then as all for one pulls out his hand slowly but surely, he says, "Come join me." As All Might failed you and failed countless other people, them being having identified as evil quirks or completely useless quirks. He did that to many heroes. I mean, many people. He's not the hero y'all should believe in. He's the opposite. As then a giant All Might with a devilish smile, a menacing smile, not the one that he usually sees on TV, as he imagines a lot of people surrounding All Might that has basically their sad in the face, and then as he snaps back into the world, he says, "So why not join me? We can get revenge on All Might. We can get revenge on what he had done to countless people. As heroes, other heroes as well, not helping. Other heroes as many endeavor, countless people, heroes, y'all call them, are destroying other people's lives as we know it. So why not join me?" As then Izuku thinks about this, but it's surely convincing as hell. Like, it's like his mind is telling him to go, just go. And then this is when All Might says, "So will you?" Not All Might, All for One says, "So will you join me, boy, or will you not?" As then he closes his arm. He closes his fist, but then he reopens them as Izuku starts walking towards him. Slowly but surely, he holds on to his hand and looked up with eyes of determination, but not the gleaming type, the menacing type. As he looked up at All for One, it says yes. And then a mist starts covering the surrounding as they get pulled onto an old looking bar. Now, as this is happening, Izuku is wondering, what the hell? And then he says, "Well, I don't fully know you, All for One. Who are you?" He says, "My name is All for One, as I already told you. My quirky name is All for One also. I can take it away and give people quirks." As then Izuku starts putting out his books and wrote inside his villain books. As then All for One looks at Izuku Midoriya, and then suddenly an image popped up in his head. A woman with green hair and green eyes. As wondering, why does this kid look like Inko? As then he says, "What are you doing there, boy?" As what's going on, he says, "Well, this is my books about every hero and their weaknesses, and also every villain and their weaknesses and their advantages." As then All for One, having a quick mind, says that could be very useful. Let me see those books. And then this is when he says, "Doctor." As in a doctor with the same mustache, same appearance that was when Deku was 4 years old, still remembering that moment, says, "Wait, you're the doctor that told me I was quirkless." As then he says, "Hello there." And he says, "This boy has information on many heroes and also villains. Check this out." And then the doctor nodded and says, "Yes, Lord All for One." As then he goes back to his experiment lab or something like that. And he says, "What is your name?" Not being aware of his name. Just appear out of nowhere, but you don't know his name. He says, "My name is Izuku Midoriya." As then this is when memories rush through All for One's mind, as you can hear him crying. He says, "Why are you crying?" He says, "Is your mother Inko Midoriya?" As then he pops up his head and says, "How do you know my mother?" As then he fell onto his knees, which is worrying Izuku. How the hell do you know my mother? As he says, I am her father, Izuku. Then this is when Midoriya just backs up slowly and says, no, 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 no. My father disappeared when I was 1 year old. My mom told me, you are not my father. As then he says, Zuku, my son, let me explain. As then Izuku, just hearing that, just says, he didn't say nothing actually. He didn't say nothing. He just, face of shock just appeared on his face. He says, me and your mother was something special, you know? Guys, mind the voice. I'm just saying, I'm trying to make it like a reunion type voice. It says, me and your mother was something special. She was the most beautiful woman I ever saw. The beautifulest woman I ever saw in my whole entire life. A couple years of getting to know each other and many other things. I proposed to her. Being that said, me being the most villainous person, the number one villain, was an awful one, which also shocks Izuku. I was going into retirement, but something happened. Well, not something was about to happen. I learned that Heroes was beginning to find out more clues about my whereabouts and who I was, how all my relationships. So my bad guys, I started that part. I just know. But as I got closer to you and Inko, I started to worry, so I erased most of your mother's and also yours memory, and I also took your quirk. As then Izuku be like, what the hell? Why? As I told you, son, the Heroes was going to, as he stopped, as Inko said, as Alpha One said, as Izuku said, what? I know that they was going to do anything to let out the information of my whereabouts. Probably even torture. As you hear the person crying, as you see this person crying in front of Izuku, he says they got closer. So I know this, and I decided to disappear from you and your mother's lives. As I felt so miserable doing this, but it's better than your mother getting caught for what I have done in the past. So I took your quirk because your quirk was too powerful for your body. Now, as I know the quirk, I know its powers, I couldn't use it. Now, I was trying to figure out the quirk, but I can't use it. No information about the quirk. I knew you had the quirk because I saw the power radiating in your body. It was incredible. More as my quirk. Being able to take and give quirks to people. But yours was something more powerful than mine. I know your quirk was too much for your body. So I took your quirk. But I can't use it. Now, as this goes on, Izuku he can't say anything. Basically, he couldn't say nothing. He's too shocked. Basically, every emotion is going through his body right now. Rage, happiness, joy, madness, sadness, everything. And he says, I'm sorry, Izuku. As then Izuku runs and hugs his father figure. His father and says, guys, bear the acting. It's okay, Dad. I know you did it for me and Mom's sake, but she misses you. As then All For One looks up at Izuku. She she cries almost every single night thinking about you. Even when we was younger, I had to cheer her up every single night, thinking that it would be okay, even though I didn't have a father figure, never in my life, which made me soft as his voice got deeper that part. And I was just taking care of mom, not in a cooking responsibility kind of way, but in a feeling type of way. But I know she's still sad about missing her husband. Then this is when All For One gets even sadder about what he done. But now that you're here, you can tell mom. You can see what happened. Now that no hero are after you, you can say what fully means to be understand. But what is my quirk? As then he says here, as he grabs Izuku's head, he transfers the quirk, not feeling any pain. His hair got white and his eyes got. Basically, this is him right here. His hair got white, his eyes got a type of white also. With Izuku look like a total badass, and I like when people have white eyes. It just look cool. It's like the freaking Byakugan, but Byakugan is lavender. I think that's the color of it, not lavender. But yeah, take on the video. As then formation rushed through Izuku's mind like supersonic speed. The Speed Force can't even calculate the speed of the information going through his brain. But it all ended in 1 second. Not even a second, a millisecond. That's how fast it was. Now, being that Izuku just passed out. Now, a week later, nothing has ever changed. But except for Inko worrying about her son, as then she called the police to literally investigate where his son is, being her worrying more. That's the only thing that changed, basically. But after a week later, he wakes up gasping for air as All For One teleports to Izuku and says, "Izuku, what's happening?" He says, "Are you okay? I've been worrying about you." As then seeing this, he feels a fatherly feeling that he never had. He's happy, but he still wants to destroy every hero. That's what's going through his mind. Now, as he says, "I'm okay. I just passed out." Then for how long? As he holds his head in kind of a pain, he says a week. As he says a week, but what about mom? I said, I have a spy. Have her every single movement. He says it's okay. As he says, "Okay, father." I said, "Dad." So then he says, "So, did you figure out what your quirk is?" He says, "Actually, yes. It is more powerful than any of us, I bet, thought." He says, "What is it, Izuku? Don't keep me waiting." Well, it's called All For All. Basically, yours is All For One, but it's All For All. Basically, All For All allows the user to copy any quirk, but just looking at the person, it allows the person to see the quirk. No, basically, it allows the person to see the quirk name and info about it before having the quirk, as this shocks All For One. All For One allows the person to upgrade the quirk he copied by choice if wanted. And I found out that also All For One could upgrade it also, but that part is blacked out. Continued, it's completely blacked out. But I did know some of it. Basically, it says up to 5 quirks. Now, I don't know what the last part, the 4 parts mean, but that's just what it says. As then, All For One is completely demolished. He doesn't know what the hell is going through his mind. That is more powerful than the quirk. Oh, basically, it's like yours, but copying it. Also, I can take the quirks or give it to the person. I just can copy it also. Upgrade the quirks. having upgraded parts at somebody else also. As in this says this completely blows off one, and even Midoriya, which he already coped with it for a week. Off one just demolished. As doctors are also hearing this too. He's like, what the hell? So then he says when off one says, so son, what are you gonna do now? As Izuku looks up with the devilish type of face you can even see, way devilish than off one ever did, releasing the most demolished, bulletless and killing intent ever, which shakes the hell out of both of them, says, to destroy the heroes. And that put them boys to sleep type thing, bruh. Like, he just said, destroy the heroes, but in a deep ass voice. A demonic ass voice. Like, I gotta calm down. I can't even describe the demonic ass voice they just heard, my guy. And the killing intent, the bloodlust with it, my boy. It's more than even Kurama can even take, my boy. Kurama bloodlust is high, but my boy Izuku just did, my boy, was way massive than that. As every single person in the I'm about to say city, I'm not, forget all that, world felt that. Just for a second though. But they felt like it was years. Now let's get back to my normal voice. Now Izuku says that, and I don't even know. But yeah, off one says, as then he smarts, but you can't see it. He says, let's start the plan, shall we? Now Izuku says, first we need to tell mom and tell her our plans before we do anything, before she gets worried about us. As then he says, you're right, but Izuku, I haven't met your mother in years. What am I supposed to do? As then he says, come on. Wait, Dad, why you wearing a mask? But before you can say that, he says, never mind. As then he goes to the house, as my boy, off one already knows what his act is, because they live at the same house. Basically, guys, they don't live in an apartment but now, because as y'all probably forgot, the little details about y'all know their life, they live in an apartment. Yeah, it's not nothing special. I bet any person, not any person live in an apartment in a life, but yeah, they live in an apartment. They can't afford all that. As Zuko, matter of fact, what is Izuku's job though? I mean, Inko's job, but yeah. So guys, Inko is not fat. She's not fat. That doesn't mean she don't look pretty fat. I'm just saying that she's not fat because she actually almost starved herself just by by off one. By Hashi, as his name revealed. Hashi Midoriya, taking upon his name. Guys, we don't really know his name, but people are finding facts and clues that his name is Midoriya, and Inko name is something else. It's not being Inko Midoriya, but that's her married name. Her name being transferred over to Hashi. Now, that being said, they go to the house, right? Mom is worried, and then Izuku appears behind, like, knock on the door, right? As then off one stands somewhere else hiding. As then he says, hello, Mom. As she opened the door, as she cries and basically hugging Izuku, says, and crying, where have you been, Izuku? I was worried about you. He says, sorry, Mom. I was with Dad. As then off one comes out and says, Izuku, back away. That's not your father. He's actually looks down and says, he's gone, Izuku. As then you can hear his voice as then he says, I'm here, Inko. As then remembering that voice instantly, he says, you are not him. You are probably copying his voice. He's dead. As then she falls down on her knees and cries. He says, I'll prove it to you. As then he put her hand on her head and basically released the lock or her memories of him, stuff like that, of her. And basically memories start rushing into her body as he breathes hard. She says, Hashi? As then he runs to her lovely husband, and then it says, where have you been? Why did you leave us? Me and your son, our son. As then he starts to explain everything that he said to Izuku, and also explains that he's the number one villain. So she is shocked, but she gets why he does it, and this made her fall in love with him even more. But yeah, so he says, so me and Izuku is going to start having a plan to demolish the heroes. As him explaining how fake All Might is and what he did to our son. And how he has a quirk, but I took away from him because it was too powerful. It wasn't enough for his body to handle. Basically, he's praising every single thing I said to y'all. And she says, okay, I will agree with y'all. I will go along with your plans. Which, surprisingly, she agrees to Happy's them. So he says, first, why do you have that mask on, babe? As then he says, as he sighs, and then he says, I knew this was going to happen. As he takes off the mask, which helps him breathe and stuff like that. That's what I heard. Helps him breathe and stuff like that. As then he takes it off, you can only see his mouth and his eyes and eyebrows, and his head is gone. As then this broke down. Like, Izuku not seeing his father face for the first time seems as it's done. It's done, my boy. It's done. He doesn't know what to say. And then he says, who did this to you, Dad? Father? As then he says, All Might. This made Izuku hate every hero more than my boy Stain. He just said, fuck the heroes, nigga. I gotta get revenge for my dad, you know what I'm saying? I gotta fuck these niggas up. He completely released that bloodlust again, my boy. He said, demon mode on. That boy said, it's time to demolish all the heroes. Boom. I was damn, but he has the most hatred for All Might. This completely destroyed Inko. The number one hero did this to his husband. All this happened, bro. This I can't even speak right now, but this completely demolished, the college, the tallest tomato, the boy. That boy look like a demolished tomato, bro. But yeah, let me think about that. Basically, this broke Ingo and stuff like that, and then this is what stopped Izuku from saying stuff he never even said before. But yeah, he says it's okay. I tried having healers and other people revert my face back to normal, but it doesn't work. So I'm stuck with this face forever. As then Inko kisses him, not caring about how he looks. He said, it's okay, honey. Me and Izuku is still here for you. As then he feels this love what he didn't have in a long time. As you know, he just missed his love, but he still can't retire. He needs the revenge, man. Like, there's nothing like I could get pussy later. I can get pussy later. You know what I'm saying? I need to do these heroes. You know what I'm saying? And then this is when, basically, he says, Izuku, now that you have your court, what are you gonna do now? As then Izuku smiles and he said, copy quirks. Of course. Upgrade them and demolish their heroes. So, this being that being this. Everybody know I don't miss. I'm a game player. I'm a banger. Oh, what the fuck did I just say? Don't mind what I just said. You know, I'm a go. I said that. I said I'm a go. I didn't say anything else but that. But yeah. So you know how y'all rap and it's stuck to come out your head like that's basically just happened. Like that should basically just happen. So don't mind all that right there. Yeah, don't mind that. So basically I have nothing else to say, but no, I just have nothing to say. So Izuku, off one having a lot of people he knows that he can have quirks, powerful quirks or useful quirks. He says, so who quirk do you want to copy first? As he said, Dad, I don't know anybody like that. I know I'm gonna copy. I know I want to copy Eraserhead's my fake friend, as he says, Bakugo. As then Inko's like, what you mean, Bakugo, fake friend? And then as Izuku starts release every information that was going on to his life, but not telling Inko about, she's sad and pissed. Like, she's totally pissed. But he says, calm down, Mom. I will have my revenge soon. As then he said, Dad, do you know any quirk that would be useful for me, or anybody that I can take a quirk from? As then he says, well, I know a quirk I took long ago, a UA person. It's called Cloud. Now, guys, this will be a spoiler. Now, if I don't like spoilers, I think this quirk will be the only spoiler here. Yeah. Basically, this quirk would be the only spoiler. Or no, two quirks would be the spoilers. Cause I really like this quirks, so I'm just adding in there. And one of the quirks are from the name right now. Well, two quirks are from two most important people within the freaking thing. Now, it will not be New Order. Now, that's a spoiler right there too. That will not be New Order. I will not do that right now because I'll be too powerful. I will do that on another video, which I'm thinking about right now. I just said that. I'm thinking about a video right now. But that will be for a whole other thing, and also more bangers to come out. Now, but yeah. He says, so what's the quirk? Well, I got this from a person named Oboro. Now, I told y'all, if y'all don't want to hear this, y'all can skip it. As Oboro was actually Eraser's head, one of his best friends, along with President Mike. He says, his name is Oboro Shiraki Kamino. I don't know. Kamino. I don't know. Fuck that. But yeah, he says that name. He says, so what is the quirk called? It's called Cloud. Cloud allowed the user to create different shaped clouds dense enough to be touched or even hold up the weight of more or several people having weight differences. These clouds could float in the air and also fly. The clouds even could store objects within themselves. Now, this being useful quirk, I said, let me add that to my quirk thing. Let me just add that, my boy. Let me add that. So this being that, he says it really is a powerful quirk. You can float within the air with a cloud. But it seemed like, but as he puts his hand to his chin, he says this, but it doesn't seem like the quirk can create basically weather manipulation abilities. It can just store and make you float. That could be powerful. Well, useful for me in the future. I can store different objects for my enemies or actual surprise attacks. As he thinks, he says, Dad, can I store even humans in there? As then he thinks, as he said, I don't know, maybe. As he thinking, he could ambush people with humans within the quirk cloud. Now, I thought about this, so I'm just gonna put that in there. He said, so, do you have the quirk? Well, actually, Kurogiri has the quirk. Now, if I know Kurogiri, that's Oboro. I told y'all it's gonna be spoilers, but I bet all y'all know about that though. I bet all y'all know about the spoilers though, cause y'all be on them fan flipping shit, some stiff stuff. I said stuff. I didn't say none of that. But yeah, so Oboro as Kurogiri, as then he says, who is Kirigiri? Well, he's part of the LOV. And then he said, oh yeah, I didn't tell you about the LOV or allow you to meet them. Now, guys, personally, that people that we know that's inside the LOV, compressed, spinner, all that, all of them will already join inside the LOV. Now, being that said, he goes to the bar with Izuku and Inko. Now, with that being said, he just appeared. He teleported within the area, within the bar, as the whole LOV is there. And they see two people beside off one. I mean, beside, not inside. I'm dumb. But yeah, he said off one. As is being a white-haired kid with white eyes that can gleam within the darkness. And a pretty woman with green hair and green eyes. Now, this being said, Shigaraki stands up and says, who is this, master? Should I kill them? As then off one said, the devilest voice they ever heard in their life, no. As then he says, master, so who are they? This is my son and my wife. Also, your brother. Inko look at them like this. What the fuck you talking? Don't tell me you cheat on me right now. Don't tell me you cheat on me right now. Don't tell me you cheat on me right now. As then he says, no, Inko, I did not cheat on you. As he says, so who is this? So he says, what you mean by brother? As then he explains Shigaraki's, he whispers it inside her ear and says, this is Tinko Shimura. Guys, I don't think I'll put this as Inko's, damn it, I'll tell you spoilers, as Nana's auntie, because people have been saying that Inko is the niece of Nana Shimura, Tinko Shimura. But yeah, so he says his Nana's, the former number one hero, is nephew. And his quirk allows him to decay anything with him laying 5 fingers on anyone or anything, disintegrating their body, their bones, everything, nothing left behind, only with dust. That's his quirk. Now, he killed his family along with that quirk on accident, not knowing his quirk activated, but kept touching people, along with his mother, his father, his sister, his dog, every single body. As then, Inko is feeling sad as hell. She goes to Shigaraki and says, she goes to Shigaraki hugging him, as Shigaraki says, what are you doing? This is when Izuku said it's a hug. Learn to feel it once in a while, brother. As he says that, Shigaraki just no, bro, I'm sorry, bro. I can't meet y'all sooner, man. Now, but he going emotional damage. But he going emotional, boy. As then, he doesn't cry, but he's feeling sad. Like, he feels loved. As then, Inko puts his hand on his cheek and says, I'm here for you now. As then, he starts crying. You know, them not saying this, like, the LOB not saying this, basically, never saw him cry before. It's like, damn, this shit really emotional around here. While all this is being quiet, like, dead silence, quiet. Like, they're like, what the fuck? This shit is emotional, my nigga. As then she go back to off one. Well, I'm gonna say Ahashi now. Ahashi's side, hugging his arm, says, darling, please explain. And then he said, oh yeah, Kurogiri, needs to do something. And then he takes the part of, now guys, if I don't know, Oboro, basically they transformed his quirk to warp gate. Now, if I don't know how that happened, I don't know how that happened either. They just transformed it due to doctors' experiments and transformed it into a warp gate, making it useful. Now, they did this, I don't know why they did it. They haven't explained why they did it, but I'm thinking it would be useful. He says, Shigaraki, come here. As then, Shigaraki comes to say, yes, master. As then, he goes to him. He takes part of the quirk being Cloud and not Warp Gate. He's thinking it could be good because as long as they don't take Warp Gate from him being useful, to stuff like that. And then he says, okay, I got it. And then he goes, no, but basically he goes on to Izuku gives him the quirk. Now that being said, the reason why I didn't let Izuku copy it, matter of fact, rewind like Erie's quirk, rewind that thing, as he says, "Well, Izuku, this is Kurogiri. He has the quirk you're looking for." As then, all for one, LOV looks at them and says, "What are you talking about?" Like they didn't say it, but all for one can see the faces. Can see their faces and says, "This is my son. His quirk is all for all." And basically, he explains the quirk he has, and this is super overpowered. They're thinking super overpowered. I'm flabbergasted of the nigga's quirk, my boy. As he says, you can copy his quirk, right? As you see everybody's quirk, you can see their quirks. As then he looks at Kurogiri, he sees Cloud and Warp Gate. But he can't use Warp Gate. So he's thinking of but he can't use Cloud, so he's thinking of copying it. So now this one will not be upgraded. So this Cloud thing not upgraded. I can't think of any idea. So guys, if I see if I let him copy a quirk and I don't upgrade it, that means I didn't have any idea for it to be upgraded. So I just didn't upgrade it. So as he takes copies the quirk, he sees Cloud. Now basically he was playing it. He says Cloud. As it says out loud, he says Cloud allows the user to create different sized clouds dense enough to be touched and even hold up the weight of one or several people. These clouds can float in the air or even fly with the command of the user, and also change trajectories and other things like that, being at other angles. The clouds could even store objects inside of themselves. Matter of fact, I think I just come up with the upgrade. Now, guys, I just come up with this, so don't blame me. But it says upgrade. Then he says, wait, it says upgrade, and then he says yes, upgrade. As then he doesn't feel anything and just upgrade it. As then he says, well, something added to it. As Alpha One says, what? You can even stick to the clouds, not being able to fall off. And different angles of the cloud, you can even store humans within them. As then he says, that's a major upgrade, son. He says, yes. As then he says, well, that's all you needed for Kurogiri. As all for one says that. Izuku says that. He says, of course, you're a master. He says, please don't call me a master. It seems kind of weird. Call me Izuku. As that my born and given name. He says, of course, young. As then he says, Izuku. As then he looks at Dabi and says, cremation. User, Dabi. Actual name, Todoroki, as they're all shocked. Description, the user's quirk grants them the ability to generate highly destructive blue flames from his body, but it also has a side effect, allowing his drawback to be it also harms his body if being overused or having being overused. Also, God, what about to say? It's also part of the quirk. What about to say? Yeah, high emotions even make the quirk stronger. As everybody looks at Dabi and says, "You are Todoroki, my nigga." Actually, that's how that revenge against my nigga Endeavor. My boy. And then they all shocked and says, damn. And he says, my time, y'all boys. He says, Shigaraki, known as Tenko Shimura. Quirk, decay. Description, decay allows the user to destroy anything or anyone their hands touch, making it crumble to dust and powdered bone. Now, as he copies his quirk, this could be very useful. As he copies both of the quirks. He says copy. It says copy, but you when I say it, they know he copied the quirk because his eyes flash red. But then he says oh upgrade, as then what you call it? He says then Shimura thinking what's the upgrade? He says upgrade. The user will be able to control whether it's on or not. Now this being Shigaraki needed that upgrade. Like he's like, damn it, fuck! I can't hug my mother. I can't hug anybody. What the fuck? I'm fucking depressed, man. I need to hug somebody. As then he says, how about this? As he takes Shigaraki's quirk, upgrades it, and get back to them. But he copies the quirk and he upgrades it and gives it to himself. Now then he said, how about that, brother? My gift, your gift to me. I'll upgrade your quirk, so now you can whether it's on or not. As then his hands, as then he takes off his gloves. Not wanting to hurt anybody, he stays away from anybody, but he's like, come here. As Izuku hugs him, and then he says, hug me back. Come on. As then he hugs him back. Everybody's saying it's like, what the fuck? What nigga did? What nigga did? Basically, that's what happened, and he's crying right now. He's saying, my bad, guys. Hold up, guys. It might take a while. I'm trying to cry on purpose. They don't kill my nigga. I'm no, that's wrong line. They don't. I don't know what to say. I'm just come off of that. Yup. I'm gonna cry right now for real though. All right, but though he said that. And he says Toga quirk. I don't really copy her quirk because I ain't want to use her quirk for him. Cause I don't need that nigga transform into people. That nigga do that on other waves. Transformers, Autobots, roll out, Decepticons, beat their ass. Team Optimus Prime, just name that in the comments. Team Optimus Prime. If you're Team Bumblebee, get the fuck out of my shit. Get the fuck out of my face. No, I'm playing. All the work on them, just know Optimus Prime will always be the best, better than Bumblebee. If I even bring up that fight with Bumblebee and Optimus Prime when he was evil, he could have killed my nigga until he had released his voice. My best friend type shit. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, so whatever. So then, I actually copied these 3 quirks. Let me see. Yeah. So yeah, he copied these 3 quirks. And she's like, this could be useful. Now, that being said, yeah, that's what happened. Now, as he said, everybody quirks. They like, damn, that nigga powerful as fuck. He'll be a valuable asset. But yeah, so then as Izuku and, everybody being happy, feel like a real family, having their mother figure, their father figure. I won't say all want to be a father figure like that to them, but I don't know, nah. Matter of fact, he won't change nothing. He'll be like that to only Shigaraki and Izuku. He only be out for them. But yeah, so as that going on, he says, father, maybe I can come up with a plan to, cause I heard that to take over All Might and kill him. As then he says, I can't have a plan because there's been a rumor around that actually All Might will actually be becoming a teacher at UA. What do you think, father? As then he says, great, my son. As then he says, we can have a traitor at UA. Yes. Traitor that's not noticeable but will be a great asset, knowing their secrets, their field trips, and other things like that. As then he says, who would it be? Now, a spoiler right here. After 10 months, that don't happen. Like, oh no. But God, damn, I got big ass muscles, bro. Don't worry about that, ladies. Catch you on the flip side. But yeah, so not 10 months later. I'm just saying UA starts in 10 months, so people will have stronger quirks then, and you'll be able to copy people's quirks. Now, Izuku has no feeling in love life right now. I'm gonna tell y'all the ship later. Now this is the ship on the side, but y'all do not know that person. Well, they are in the canon, but this is not their actual face and stuff like that. So I'll change a lot of things about this person, which I think she. I know people don't notice her like that, but I don't know. That's my ideal of her. My ideal of my AU. But yeah, so as then he starts to come up with plans and how he'll take over UA, everything basically. As this going on, a couple months later, like 5 months later, only being half of the months when UA is starting, everything's about the same. Like they're planning, they haven't made anything, but basically they haven't done anything. They're just planning. Now, as Shigaraki and them getting tired of just waiting, no disrespect, but getting tired of waiting, stuff like that. Iko has been cooking up stuff in the kitchen, cooking up, whipping up, like a motherly food. Y'all cannot say motherly food, the soul food, the black food. No, I won't say that's kind of sound racist, but I'm black, so it doesn't matter, nigga. But yeah, so a mother's food, you don't care what it is. Y'all niggas may be saying like McDonald's better, all this other stuff better. Nigga, a mother's food is the best. No, matter of fact, scratch that. That's second. Grandma's food be the best. Y'all can't lie. Grandma team, mom team, y'all can do whatever. Dad's team sometimes. Dad be cooking up stuff too. But moms and grandmas be hitting it. Y'all boys know. But yeah. Comment down, team grandma, team mom, whatever. Y'all need to watch this, whatever. I know it's gonna be a banger, my boy. But yeah. So forget all that. As 10 months goes by, matter of fact, 5 months. And yeah, as I said, Izuku's like, he's a different person. He's serious. He doesn't goof around. He's knowledgeable. He's smart, intelligent, stuff like that. And he's a like plan maker, and he's also like the mastermind. He's like the destroyer too. God of destruction type shit, you know what I'm saying? So then basically he comes up with a plan to know that, because after 5 months they have not been doing anything. Like they the stuff about LOV gold is down. Like it's like people are talking about them on the news, talking about that, like their reputation. I said reputation. They fuck, I can't say it. I have my tip of my tongue. It starts. They rap. They rap. Basically, them being well known, gold was down. It's like they not known anymore. So this being that, is what you call it, comes out the plan to how they find them back on the spotlight. And he's plans to his father, so he gathers up Dabi, Shigaraki, and Kirigiri. With the Kirigiri still on the sideline, on the sidelines, he comes with a plan to destroy multiple tall buildings, and to let them know that LOV is not down. We're not growing weak. We're planning something big. As then they go out, just start firing random buildings, tall buildings, start decaying buildings. This is what basically Izuku, Shigaraki, and Dabi do. They start burning down buildings, decaying buildings, knowing that villains are still active. You got me fucked up. Off one is still active. We got to the back, my boy. As this is happening, people are wondering, who the fuck is this? But yeah, so after that, leaving some people alive inside the buildings, they say, tell the news, LOV is still happening. We are still alive in the shadows. And once we get out the shadows, there'll be no stopping us. So that's when they did all that. Now, guys, let's get to UA. So after that incident, basically, stuff been happening about the UA. LOV still being active. They did enormous acts, stuff like that. Now, with that being said, they had a trader, which is trader side canon. Fuck, I forgot his name already. Damn it. Yeah, Momo. No, and guys, no, it's not Momo. It's not Momo. It's that nigga with the cheese. I remember the episode when he'll get that nigga with the cheese, like giving like Deku cheese in the middle of the night and shit, stalking people. And that kid with the freaking with the freaking naval laser. What's his name? I forgot his name, but yeah, I'm gonna say I might use his hero name, but that's too long. I can't stop twinkling, nigga. That's him. That's him. But yeah, as he is a canon, I said anyway, spoilers. So don't blame me if I don't want to hear all these spoilers. Cause I do it myself. I just be hearing shit. Like I just be hearing someone on TikTok. That should be making me mad, dude. Like I nigga be going on TikTok trying to find funny stuff. They don't want to find it. Manga spoilers, but I nigga keep finding manga spoilers for many shows. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Damn. I know about Luffy power. I know about all these niggas' powers. It's not even in the anime yet. It's in the manga. But yeah, forget about that. So yeah, so after these months passing on, UA is going to start. Everything's the same, basically, but Izuku's not in there, basically. And the person that will be in there to cover up his stuff, I don't really know. I had never thought about it until now, but I'm coming with a random person. I think of something right now. I think it would be Shinso. Nah, because Shinso can't freaking brainwash robot. My nigga, like, damn. No Kishima in there. A random person. I'm going to say a random person. Nah, hell no. It got to be somebody known so I can delete that nigga. Damn. Fuck, bro. This shit aggravating. A random person with a quite strong quirk that able to manipulate wind. Basically, having the power of wind on his arsenal. That'd be his strong quirk. But yeah. So yeah, just that type of nigga. So, that's just going on. Him having a trader in the progress. After a couple of weeks, trader the fucking naval laser nigga. I can't stop twinkling, kid. Told them that it's gonna be a fucking USJ field trip type shit. Okay. I forgot the man's name. Don't judge me, my guy. All right. So after that, Izuku started getting into the playlist. Boom. We need this. A secret. What you call it thing? A secret. Boom. Wet weapon type thing to defeat All Might, cause he's not strong enough yet. Other stuff too. Now I'm gonna tell y'all the freaking quirks he have right now, which is Cloud, Cremation, DK, and Airwall. Now, if I don't know where that comes from, well, y'all should know where it comes from. It's well known. Fuck. User is 9 from that movie Heroes Rising 2 or 1. I don't know. But so Airwall lets the user create circular shields made of compressed air from their hands in order to shield themselves. From their hands in order to shield themselves. The barriers can be layered for greater protection, and the user also has the ability to create a dome barrier around themselves to guard against attacks coming from different areas or different angles. Also, it can even withstand not in this one, but Izuku's Midoriya, the Texas and Smash stuff like that. Lair. No, I said what the fuck did I just say? Lair. Oh, fuck that. Smashes. Smashes basically. But yeah, so Wall, he copied that. So he copied that, and the different quirks he have right now. I'm telling y'all, guys, do not be like, oh, you have quirks like that. That's still good, but you not having quirks. My nigga, these quirks, I'm finna be popping off the quirks. Trust me. My boy, trust me, I'm finna get the powerful quirks on deck. Stop playing. But yeah, so as it's going on, as they go to USJ, Izawa having a bad feeling, man. Like a very bad feeling about what's going to happen but he's just like not being Zawa. He never lacking. Like he be aware. He's never lacking, so he doesn't shut that attention off. He just don't focus on that right now. So as UAJ about to start, you can see. Shut the fuck up. Oh, I'm stupid, bro. I'm trying to kid to shut up. But he can't hear me. He already across the screen. What's with retarded ass? Yeah, that's you getting out. That nigga fell on his face. That's fucking kid. But yeah. So and respect to the kids, I'm just saying, if I had a kid, if he start making noise, no, I'd be like, shut the fuck up. Like, God damn, you aggravating and shit. But my bad. I'll be a good father. I'm just saying. But yeah, so that being that, a purple black mist, huge one, comes out of nowhere as hundreds of villains comes and damn, that sound gay. Arrive from the portal, and you can see a lot of them walk. UA is scared. Like 1A was scared and devastated. Like they're like, what the fuck? But Christian was like, oh, these fake villains? Nope. I was out with that nigga like, the fuck? This is a survival, not a fucking villain attack, nigga. This is an actual villain attack. And then he's saying, oh, I know, fucked up. But yeah, so him being Aizawa, he jumped down like a menace. Fucking these villains up. Pow, pow, get over here. Eraser head, that's me. Erase your fucking quirk, nigga. Stop playing. He said, oh, triple kick, my nigga. Uchiha spin click, and myself, stop playing. That nigga being a menace. Defeating all these heroes. Let's see why he get pissed like he did. As he bring up to normal, and he be like, nigga, fuck this nigga up. So show the nigga who the LOV is. Normal. Come through that clutch. Boom. Don't care who he fucking on right now. He punched that nigga in the face. Boom. I got my head. Like, that nigga grabbed that nigga by the head. Said, get over here, bitch. Smash that nigga on the fucking ground. That nigga doing. He's like, nigga, you can't get away from me. You're not strong enough. He break that nigga arm. Bow. Smash that nigga head. Down. Fat nigga feet up. Foul. That nigga going ham. As this is happening, Izuku is actually at a distance watching, as then he looks at Izawa. As y'all know what's about to happen. He copied my nigga Quark. Now, it says upgrade, which it says he'd be like, nigga, it says upgrade. Like, it says when users Shoto Aizawa Quirk Eraser. Description: when Eraser is activated, the person is able to disable a person's quirk factor until he closes his eyes. Now that's drawback. But the upgraded version is like, oh my nigga, upgrade. The user is able to erase a person's quirk without eye contact, but like you have to think at least like think about person's face though to know who you about to do. Basically, able to erase the person's quirk for at least 30 minutes instead of see because your eyes. Now that's only for one person, but it can be upgraded to people if you powerful enough. If your body, but he has more than 2 people. He has about 3 people. So yeah. So that being said, it's looking gonna be goated, y'all boys. I'm saying right now. So as this is happening, was after a little bit of time, y'all know as in canon, what you call it would help Izuku, but you can't help for shit. As in canon, because that nigga was a pussy. But yeah. So a couple minutes after him getting fucking beat the fuck up, like that's the most fucking beat I ever saw in UA, my nigga. Like all my came in the clutch. Oh, I'm here. But bitch, I'm mad. They'll be hot. Aizawa, get the fuck away, nigga. I'm gonna hurt your ass. That nigga hit that level. Yeah, I got it now. Bel Air, fuck. Guys, tell me what you think. Tell me what you think I'm about to say. It's a city, like you always be saying. Tetris Smash, declare. I don't know. Tetris Smash. He Tetris Smash that nigga. That shit ain't hurt. That nigga said shock absorption. Fuck you talking about? Like them niggas are delivering blows after blows. But when Izuku try to copy his quirk, meaning All Might, he can't see the quirk. But we can see is the name. We don't care about right now. Toshinori Yagi. That, whatever. what he does is he can't see the court. He can't seize it. So he's like, what the fuck is going on? But he just forget it. So now after All Might starts beating the shroids out of Nomu starts flying as Shigaraki gets the hell. Yeah, so Shigaraki gets noise. He starts like getting fucking annoyed. He's like, bitch, I'm about to kill you. but as All Might about to come to cuts, because he still have a couple minutes later. It's not as bad as in canon, like this, like as a freaking stomach thing. It's not as bad, but he still have a couple hours left. Like inside the anime is 3. He has 5 hours. So but you know what I'm saying? You already got 1 hour left. So as All Might is about to smash my nigga head and my boy Shigaraki, purple mist starts to come from in front of Shigaraki. Then a yellow, clearish, orange, circular shield pop up. So it like, this nigga done did it. But nah. They like, who the fuck is that? They blocked the nigga inside. He like, motherfucker, I'm here. But yeah, he be like, don't touch my brother. As then he sends him flying with the air wall, pushing him back like, Kadoom, bitch. He like, this nigga don't push me back with the fucking protection shit. What the fuck is going on? As then you can see a person with white hair and white eyes. As everybody get a glimpse of this nigga, somebody blush within the UA class. Now I won't tell y'all who that is, because that's gonna be the ship. Now don't ever respect a nigga like me. So yeah, he says, don't touch my brother. I should go like, I never thought you'd come at this time. Says, well, I need to fuck this shit. I need to touch you, bro. As then Shigaraki like, yeah, you better, nigga. Nah, he ain't say that. He said nothing. He said nothing. He just smiled. So that as then Izuku looks in front of, is looking off when All Might in the eye and says, I will kill you. As he says in a deep voice. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put my Darth Vader ass voice on. As she looks him in the eyes, he shouts, I will kill you. As then he sends, but basically he slams his hand on the ground, being able to control whether it's controlled or not using decay. He slams his hand on the ground towards All Might as the fucking ground starts decaying fast. All for one, barely. All Might barely had time to weave it, like dodge that shit. But he said, "Nigga, I'm gonna flash." Actually, dodged that junk quickly. So, being that, All Might try to punch Izuku, but Izuku put it with an air wall, 3 protection layers. He pushed them back, and then he sends blue flames at the nigga goddamn body. He says, disappear, motherfucker. Phew! A huge wave of fucking blue flame just sends towards All Might. As then it's burning the nigga All Might. I have this nigga 3-degree burns. He's like, damn, what the fuck, nigga? Basically having the terrible life of his life right now. Terrible moment of his life right now. Says, who the fuck is this? He has 3 quirks. What the fuck? My boy got 3 quirks. He was like, ain't no way, my nigga. The only person I know that have more than 3 quirks. I have 3 quirks or more. Is all for one. And he looks at him with anger, remembering Nana. He says, you will die, scum. Feeling scum. Basically, him saying that. He puts out that nigga full speed, plus ultra type shit. Izuku knows it's coming. He put up a 5 layer. I don't know how many layers he can put. She just said protective layers. So I'm gonna say 5 layers. 5 layers, which completely blocked the hit, but 2 layers just disappeared though. Knowing that his layer's not gonna come in handy, he grabbed All Might's arm, the key in it. Not fully, but after he grabbed the arm, All Might like kind of yanks that shit back. Said, "Don't touch me, nigga." He didn't say that. He didn't say that. He just said, "Don't touch me." When he ain't say nothing. He just said he didn't say it back, knowing that his skin is coming off of his fucking body. So being as fat, this nigga he can decay anything and anyone, and not just the ground. So yeah, that just happened. And many heroes come, and this is when you can hear a shot fire, boom, and it's like you can't hear it, you can't see it, but you can hear that shit. Deku, smooth ass nigga, smooth criminal, move my way like a smooth nigga. Shoot, nigga, we game. That nigga said, "Who did that shit?" And then I see the torch, nigga. He sees night, midnight, my niggas. Concrete nigga, I forgot his name. Concrete man. He said Endeavor as Endeavor shoots a wall of flames as Deku blocks it. As he pushes All Might back with his air wall, then that man make another one. Hurry up and make another one and block that jump with his air wall. He says, how about he about to tinkle. He said, "Shh, Rocket, come on. Kirigiri, come on. Leave these idiots up here." As then they walk through the fucking misting, Izuku says, "You will die, All Might, for what you did." As then he leaves. All Might being confused what he did. That nigga said, "Ain't nothing wrong, man, nigga. I'm the first nigga out here. Ain't nothing wrong." But yeah, so cause I just realized I didn't use I realized I didn't use eraser on All Might. I forgot I even had a nigga quirk on deck. I said deck, not dick. But yeah, so yeah, I forgot that man had a quirk inside the arsenal. I'm like, I should have used that, and that nigga beat his ass. But yeah, so Izuku comes back to the lair, LOV bar, smiling. Like, it's not the end, bitch. Yeah, saying stuff like that. But yeah, so guys, I forgot what's gonna happen next. Is it like the field trip, the event going on, the fucking the UAJ tournament event going on? I forgot all about that. The Wild Out Pussycat thing. I'm certain. I'm kind of certain that the next thing that's gonna go on is the UA sports exam. Yeah, sports exam. I mean sports event, like tournament, something like that. So guys, I'm doing that next. But yeah, so time coming on. Izuku already came out another plan. Like, that nigga come out multiple plans like a badass. But he needs a quirk for it. Like, he needs this person quirk for that. So what he does is he tells his father the quirk he needs to see if he knows the person. As then off one smiles, like he knowing the quirk he about to ask for. This man know the person that he can. They want a quirk to want. Like, he want a quirk. That boy smile. That boy off one smiles, knowing the quirk that he wants. Powerful. Then he never thought he needed his quirk, but he need a quirk. And that's what ended off, guys. I hope y'all like my video. I hope y'all like my what if. Like, comment, subscribe, man. No worries, my boy. You just get me up to 500, man. Get me up to 500 subscribers. Keep coming with bangers, and slicky, flicky, Ricky, Don bangers, man. That's what I'm saying. I hope I like this. This is really this is my best one to me. I did less stuttering, but I did it. So I don't know. This is my best one. I think about it right now, but more will be coming. I like this one. I spent 2 hours, no, an hour and something on this, I think. But yeah, so I hope y'all like this what if, man. All you gotta do is comment down Team Grandma, Mom, or Optimus Prime, or whoever one you like, Iron Eyed. the helicopter, man. I don't know. Stuff like that, man. Just for the grandmas, man. For the moms, man. You know what I'm saying? But let's go. Peace out. Trip Kage out, man.